crowd watched the crowd watched the man do dangerous stunts on his skateboard. The crowd watched the man. The crowd watched the man do dangerous stunts. The dangerous stunt on his skateboard. Skateboard. A 23-year-old British free climber named George King Thompson has been arrested in Seoul after he climbed up 72 floors of the Lotte World Tower without a rope. King Thompson was first spotted by a security guard who was on the 42nd floor of the skyscraper. Over 90 emergency workers were dispatched. To the Lotte World Tower after King Thompson was spotted. He was then rescued with a gondola operated by firefighters and arrested by police once he was inside the building. King Thompson is now facing charges of obstruction of business and trespassing for his darling climb. He had been previously arrested and jailed in the UK for climbing up the Shard in London. Police was investigating how he managed to climb up the tower, and the Lotte is considering making changes to the building in order to prevent more people from climbing up it. The Lotte World Tower is the tallest building in South Korea and the sixth tallest building in the world. According to press release that King Thompson wrote before his climb, he hoped to avoid the Korean authorities and get on a flight out of the country immediately after performing the stunt. He also intended to of the tower once he reached the top.
He also intended to parachute off of the tower once he reached the top.
He also intended to parachute off of the tower once he reached the top. He also intended to parachute off.
Parachute off of the
Parachute off.
Parachute off of
Parachute off.
Parachute off of the tower once he reached the top.
Parachute off of the tower once he reached the top. Off of the tower. Parachute off of the tower once he reached the top. Reached the top. Parachute off of the tower once he reached the top. According to press release. Press release.
According to a press release.
Release. According to a press release. According to a press release. Release. King Thompson wrote before he climbed. He hoped to avoid.
Evade.
Evade. Korean
Evade Korean authorities.
And get on a flight out of the country. Get on a flight. Evade Korean authorities and get on a flight out of the country.
Evade Korean authorities and get on a flight out of the country immediately after performing the stunt.
Okay. A 23-year-old British free climber named George King Thompson has been arrested in Seoul after he climbed up 72 floors of the Lotte Tower without a rope. 23-year-old British free climber. A 23-year-old British free climber named King Thompson has been arrested. In Seoul after he climbed up 72 floors. Climbed up 72 floors of the Lotte Tower. Lotte World Tower. Without a rope. King Thompson was the first spot.
King Thompson was first spotted by a
security. King Thompson was first spotted by a security guard who was on the 42nd floor of the skyscraper.
King Thompson was first spotted by a security guard who was on the 42nd floor of the
skyscraper. King Thompson was first spotted by a security. Who was on the 42nd floor. Who was on the 42nd floors of the skyscraper. The skyscraper. Over 90 emergency workers were dispatched. Spotted to notice. Over 90 emergency workers were dispatched to the Lotte World Tower. After King Thompson was spotted. The King Thompson was spotted. He was then rescued with a gondola. He was then rescued with a gondola operated by firefighters. He was then rescued with a gondola operated firefighters and arrested by police once he was inside the building. Arrested by police once. Arrested by police once he was inside in the building. He was inside in the building. King Thompson is now facing charges of obstruction of business and trespassing for his dwelling climb. Is now facing charges of obstruction of a business. Trespassing. Thompson is now facing charges of obstruction of business and trespassing his dwelling climb. Facing charges of obstruction of business. Facing charges of he had been previously arrested. He had been previously arrested and jailed in the UK for climbing up the Charite in London. The chart. He had been previously arrested and jailed in the UK for climbing up the chart in London. Police are investigating how he managed to climb up the tower. Lotte is considering making. Police are investigating how he managed to climb up the tower. The Lotte is considering. They're considering making changes to the building. In order to prevent more people from climbing up it. The Lotte World Tower is the tallest building in South Korea and the sixth tallest building in the world. According to a press release that King Thompson wrote before he climbed, he hoped to evade Korean authorities and get on a flight out of the country. immediately after performing the stunt. He also intended to parachute once off of the tower once he reached the top. Managed climbed up. Police are investigating how he managed to climb up the tower. And Lotte is considering making changes to the building. In order to prevent more people climbing from climbing a bit. According to a press release that King Thompson wrote before he climbed. He hoped to evade Korean authority and get on the flight out of the country. Immediately after performing the stunt. He also intended to parachute off of the tower once he reached up the top. 심각한 사람이구만. Comprehension question. 가기 전에 한 번 더 복습을 합니다. A 23-year-old British free climber named King Thompson has been arrested in Seoul after he climbed up 72 floors of the Lotte World Tower without a rope. King Thompson was first spotted by a security who was on the 42nd floors of the skyscraper. Over 90 emergency workers are dispatched to the Lotte World Tower after King Thompson was spotted. He was then rescued with a gondola operated by firefighters and arrested by police once he was inside in the building. King Thompson is now facing charges of obstruction of business and trespassing, his darling client. Is facing charges of is facing charges of obstruction of business, of trespassing, his darling client. He had been previously arrested and jailed in the UK for climbing up the Shard in London. Police are investigating how he managed to climb up the tower, and Lotte is considering making changes to the building in order to prevent more people from climbing up it. According to a press release that King Thompson wrote before he climbed, he hoped to evade Korean authorities and get on a flight out of the country. Immediately after performing the stunt, he also intended to parachute off of the tower once he reached the top. What do you think about who was the first person to spot the man climbing up the Lotte World Tower? King Thompson. What charges in King Thompson facing? He is now facing charges obstruction of business. Charges of obstruction of business and trespassing his darling climb. According to press release that King Thompson wrote before his climb, what did he hope to do? He hoped to evade Korean authority and get on the flight out of country immediately after performing the stunt. Discussion questions. What do you think about this man climbing up the Lotte World Tower without a rope? I think it's so dangerous and
reckless,
reckless. I think it's so dangerous and reckless for climbing up without a rope. And it's not natural. It's not natural. It's not natural, the thought. It's not natural, the thought. Have you ever visited the Lotte Water Tower before? No. I haven't. I've never. I haven't. I haven't visited. I haven't visited the Lotte World Tower yet. I haven't visited the Lotte World Tower yet. If so, what did you think about it? If not, do you wanna in the future? Of course. If I have any chances to visit, if I have any chances, I wanna visit the Lotte World Tower because it's the tallest. It's the tallest building. It's the tallest building in Korea, in South Korea. And the sixth tallest building in the world. So the point which is I think it'll be a beautiful. I think I can see a beautiful night view. Night view. Are you scared of heights? Why or why not? I don't have a fear. I'm not scared. Scared. I'm not 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 scared. I like going up. I like to. Have you ever seen someone do a dangerous stunt before? What happened? Were some of your favorite buildings in your country? What do you like about those buildings? In my country, I think about climbing up tall structures. We ever want to try that? Just skyscrapers do you want to visit in the future? I want to go to America. Which is Empire State Building. Do you think that changes should be made a lot toward the tower to prevent people from climbing up it? I'm not sure that Lotte Tower Lotte Tower consider making changes to the building. In order to prevent more people from climbing up. Because the person who is like King Thompson always think they think differently. They think differently. They think differently than differently. They think differently than normal people.